Today I'll talk to you about one of my more successful worm bins. See, it's the one with the blue lid on top. First of all, as you can see, I've placed it on top of a couple of materials, a bucket, a tray, and that is to minimize ants going into, or at least attempting to go into my bin. Now, you would also see that I taped some glossy paper around the bin. Well, why is that? Well, the bin I bought is a little transparent, and worms don't really like that since they're sensitive to light. Now, I can't use the glossy paper to feed my worms. I've read that we shouldn't feed them glossy paper. So instead of wasting it, I just used it to cover my worm bin. See, and I followed a certain color combination to make it aesthetically pleasing. Now you don't really see it, but there are oh, there you can see it. There are really small holes on the side. How did I make the holes? Well, I don't really have a drill, so instead of drilling, I used a soldering iron. I heated it, and it kind of just went through the plastic. It's a lot cheaper than a drill, and it works just as well. So I made the holes small enough, and I put them on the side so that the worms don't escape, because if they're too big, the worms might just crawl out. I put them on the side so that I can stack a couple of bins if that becomes necessary in the future, and they'll still have aeration. On top, however, the holes are a little bigger. And again, this is just to ensure that the worm bin gets maximum aeration. See, it's in this nice circular pattern. So you might ask, okay, you made the holes bigger here. Will the worms crawl out? Not really. See, it's still sealed. Let me show you the other side. So on the inside of the lid, I taped some stocking material so that the air can still get in, but the worms can't crawl out and bugs can't crawl in. And true enough, this bin has been relatively bug-free. Let me show you the inside. Here's the inside. Now this bin is about a month old, and inside are about 2 dozen worms. As you can see, it's partially processed, but not quite there. It'll probably need 2 or 3 more months. The bedding here, like on this side is just excess bedding. But this is cardboard, and I use that on this side as well. Apart from cardboard, these bits are actually shredded newspapers. As you can see, there's some decomposition already. In fact, let me try to scoop up. If you can see this clearly, you can see that there's some worm casts surrounding the bits of paper already. Let's find a better angle. Now, I didn't drill any holes at the bottom, so there's no drainage. So I'm very careful about the moisture I add to the system. I don't really actively feed this system since there are just a few worms, and it does have a lot of bedding. So I don't really have to feed it. Maybe in a month or two I will. But right now, there's enough substrate here to feed my worms. Wait. Where are the big ones? Let me find some big worms for you. They're not. Come on, show yourself. There's a big one. Come on, come on. I don't think they want to be on TV. So here's an African Nightcrawler for you in action. So there are about a dozen adults and a lot of little ones here, like so. It's not so little anymore. He's half grown. He's probably a worm teenager. Okay. So I tend to move things around once in a while. Not just for aeration purposes, but because I like playing with the bin as well. So today it looks a little dry. So I think I'll add some moisture. You can use a sprayer, you can use a bottle. But if you use a bottle, that should be enough. Remember, I don't try to add too much because I'm careful of the moisture level, especially since this bin doesn't have a drainage. So there it is. If it's too wet, I even leave it open in the morning, since they won't crawl out anyway if there is light. So this helps dry out the bin a little bit. And that's it. Next time I'll show you my worm tray.